everybody, my name is Laura Coggins, and today I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to make your voice sound like a Vocaloid in the easiest and fastest way. Now, if you don't know what a Vocaloid is, it's basically a synthesized voice, and the most famous Vocaloids are the Japanese Vocaloids like Miku, Kaito, Meiko, Rin and Len, and Luca. And I've seen tutorials, like other tutorials on how to make your voice sound Vocaloidish on Audacity, and I think they're just a little too complicated. They're good, but they're a little too complicated for me. So I figured out how to make it sound more like a Vocaloid easily, in an easier way that is better for me to do. And I'm going to show you an example right here. I'm going to do a totally different one later, but here's just an example. This is an excerpt from the song Romeo and Cinderella. It's a pretty cool song. Pretty cool, right? So now I'm going to turn down the volume and plug in my headphones, and I have this video up. This is from a song called Paradichlorobenzene. I prefer the on-vocal karaoke's because I like to hear the original voice singing too. And before I even start this video, I like the speed to be, the speed has to be 0.5 if you want to record yourself. So, new, and I have the video up again at about at the 0.5 speed, so that would be in the settings, speed 0.5, and start recording, and then go back to your video, and just to save time, I'm going to skip a little bit. And when I'm done recording, I'm going to get rid of all the unnecessary stuff. So here we go. 僕は何のために歌うパラジクロロベンゼンただ意味の理解せずに歌うパラジクロロベンゼンそう答え求め走り出したパラジクロロベンゼンその先にたどり着いて何もないとしたけどさあ歌いましょう踊りましょうパラジクロロベンゼンさあ分けみましょう叫びましょうパラジクロロベンゼン犬も猫も牛も豚も皆パラジクロロベンゼンさあ狂いましょう眠りましょう朽ち果てるまでさあ Alright, I think I made a few mistakes, but you don't have to have the best voice in order to make this work. I also didn't have perfect breath support, but it's summer. I'm not in school quite yet, so I'm gonna get rid of all the unnecessary stuff now. But first I gotta make sure that I'm holding the camera. Make sure it doesn't slip, because my hand is getting super shaky. And now I'm gonna unplug my headphones and turn it up back to 100. So now you're going to change the speed, and when you do, you're going to type 100 point, that's what the period, 000, that's to make sure that it's as precise as possible. And then, so it's effect, change speed, and then type 100.000. Then press OK, and it's going to do it for you. And then you go to effect, change pitch, and you're going to turn it down all the way to an octave, down 1 octave, because if you don't do this, it's going to sound really high like this. And you're going to sound like you're part of the Alvin and the Chipmunks franchise, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to sound like that, so down an octave. And to make sure that it sounds good enough for you, you press the preview button. Okay, so that's a preview. I'm kind of happy with that. And before I play it, I'm gonna have to say that to make it sound more Vocaloid-ish, if you want, you can, before you even do the change pitch and change speed thing, you can go into, like zoom in, go to view and zoom in a whole bunch of times, and then search for the breath marks, like when the computer or microphone notices that you've inhaled and records that, and delete, or not delete, but silence. So you would highlight it, and then press the silence audio button up here, all the way up here, and there, the audio has been silenced. But this is an important part of the recording, so I don't want to do that. So edit, undo, silence. And if you also want to do harmony, you're also going to have to make a separate recording, like in the same window, but separate recording. So you would press the record button. And make sure that the other track is muted. So just in case that the PC or microphone might hear the recording, and you would record your harmony with the slowed down video. So I'm gonna do this. So now I'm going to play the result, and it may not be the best for me because I made a few mistakes, but it's good enough for this video. So here we go. 歌う原宿路沿線ただ意味の意外せずに歌う原宿路沿線そこ答え求め走り出した原宿路沿線その先にたどり着いて何もない星だけどさあ歌いましょう踊りましょう原宿路沿線さあ分けみましょうさあやりましょう原宿路沿線犬も猫も牛も豚も皆原宿路沿線さあ狂いましょうね振りましょう朽ち果てるまでさあ And that's the result. And you have officially created your own Vocaloid using your own voice, a YouTube video that's slowed down to 0.5 speed, Audacity, and your headphones. I hope that this video has helped, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you later, I guess, and maybe I'll see you in school, I don't know. Bye.